I'm your host, Justice.
I'm your boy Said, aka Mr. Let's Talk.
So what we talking about?
First, we apologize for the tardiness, y'all. It's a lot going on. But we here. We are here. We got a good show for y'all tonight, as usual. You know what I'm saying? Tonight we are talking about, does religion cause division? Does religion cause division? That's what we're going to talk about tonight, y'all. And what we're going to try to do is give us a couple minutes, though, so we can send out these invites and all this other stuff, y'all. But just know that we got a good one for y'all tonight, man. We see ain't nobody quite in the room yet, but we know y'all coming. We know y'all coming, so come on with the come on.
Definitely they coming.
Yeah.
That's interesting. See, look, you're on this side, but you're on that side right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
I didn't even know if somebody in this car right here. That's what's up.
Is it?
Yeah.
The PPSDs.
That's fine. Hey.
You're on this side.
Yeah, I mean, they looking in like.
It's a woman. I'm telling you, it's a woman with glasses and earpiece in.
Oh, okay. I know they everybody like, damn, they late as fuck. We here though, don't even trip. I'm gonna ask for my bike back. It's all good. We gotta get everybody in the room. We know y'all coming. We know it. We was a little late tonight, but
So we're going to stay on later?
yeah, possibly.
Possibly. Yeah. I wouldn't send to my bar, but he might actually not like that. He might get mad at me. He's Christian.
A lot of folks might not like this one, but
So I should send it to him.
I don't know. You know him better than me, bro. You know, he might overreact.
He might.
I don't know. You don't want to lose your.
No, I don't know.
Lose a barber.
No. They hard to find right now.
I'm about to say it's hard to find a good barber.
Do I want to send? I don't want to send that to her. We need all the people, but I might send it to her. Then I find out how she really feels. She'd be like, you know what? I thought it was cool that we were friends, but the fact that you didn't want to do this, then I'd be like, oh, all right. Why have this over urge to pee? I think something wrong with my bladder. I'm going way too much.
Drink a lot of water. That's good.
So that is good?
Yeah.
We're going to need to cut the light off? Or we should be good?
Have a look with the light on. Yeah, light on.
Need light on? Okay.
That's, yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, bear with us. We're late. We're sorry. We got held up by life.
Right. There's a lot going on. But that's all right. You know, we here. That's all that matters.
We are here. We're here.
Yep. And we getting these out to you real quick.
I don't know if anybody caught that reference. I was imitating Wyatt. Bray Wyatt. Rest his soul.
Oh yeah, he did pass away.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
They got a Wyatt 6 now. His brother and some other people that he used to work with.
What is the name of their little faction now?
Yeah. but they're 1 member short of 6. But I guess that just means someone else is coming. Oh, okay.
They ain't hear you the first 5 times?
Guess not.
Man.
Loud and in charge.
That's saying. Who we got in the building? Ain't got nobody in the building yet?
We do have some people in the building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good.
All right. I'm down with mine. Hold on, let me make sure. I guess I can send it to a couple more people. Love me or leave me alone.
All right. What's happening, y'all? How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right out there? Y'all see the title, right? So y'all already know what we talking about tonight. Y'all already know. This gonna be one of them kind of shows, y'all.
One of them kind of shows?
One of them kind of shows. Y'all just be, be prepared. And we just want to know, keep an open mind, y'all. Keep an open mind.
All right. Annie's in the building. Hello, Annie. Who else is in the building? And now we about to get it poppin'. If you don't know, you should know. But to the millions and millions and millions of people that watch the podcast, thank you. God bless you. Whatever God that may be. And I'm your host, Justice, rocking with y'all.
And I'm your boy, Sid, a.k.a. Mr. Let's Talk. And we ready to talk, y'all. We are ready to talk. For real.
Hey, Shell.
What's happening? Appreciate everybody tuning in.
All right, so check it out. Does religion cause division? And if so, why? Why is that a thing?
That's a good question. That is a great question. Why does religion cause division? Why does religion cause division?
Does anybody know why religion causes division?
Let's go. Still trying to get the...
Alright, so my opinion, religion causes division because it promotes everyone's individual God. It promotes it teaches that someone else's belief is wrong because it's not your belief. Now, that's not all religions. It's like 2 for sure that isolate what you do compared to what they do. And before anybody gets to saying something crazy, my brother said, and I do agree, someone asked him what he does. He said he does hoodoo. I'm not hoodoo, but I'm not saying I am hoodoo. I believe in some of it. I believe in the ancestors. I believe in the spirits and the gods. Here's the thing, though. So, most people think voodoo, hoodoo are bad. Everything can be bad if used in the wrong way. 2, people think that altars, and the way you show love or appreciation to a god or a certain god or a demigod or a demon, whatever it may be, is wrong. But in a lot of situations, they do the same thing. Because in a Christian and a Catholic churches, there are altars built for God.
Right.
Certain Christians eat the bread and drink the wine, which is the bread, the body, and the blood. That's a sacrifice. Some people light candles and ask for forgiveness. That's a ritual. So when you say stuff like that, those are all common things in religion, period.
True. True.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter where you go to worship these things, but that you worship these things.
From Marshall Holmes, August 14th, 7th.
I know who's gonna talk still. Turn the volume down. Anyway. Yeah. So those are things that are present in all religions. People who believe in snakes, whatever, the trick is, and I ain't gonna necessarily call it a trick, but the objective is to get you to believe in what they believe and worship the way they want you to. When a preacher tells you to pass the offering, for instance, nowhere in the Bible does it say tithing is money. Because way back then they didn't have money. They had coins. And then they used coins like that. They used coins for certain reasons. But I digress. I say now we have funds. But pretty much back then they were barter. If you had a skill, you'd use your skill to help them do something. They'd use their word to help save your soul. That sounds about right?
Yeah, about right.
Okay.
It was definitely a barter system. Definitely.
Because people get butt hurt when they don't have the same opinion as them. True.
And also, religion teaches you that your God is the right God.
Whoever that God may be.
Whatever you believe in, right. I'm saying it teaches you that your God is the right God. So if you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, you know what I'm saying, whatever it might be.
Baptist,
yeah, it teaches. Well, I mean, but all of those fall under Christianity.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I just mean the different gods,
right,
quote unquote gods. So Muslim, Hebrew, Christian, you know what I'm saying? All these different religions teach us that their religion, that their God is the right God.
Is the right God.
They even have like discipleship courses, but each one of these religions have discipleship courses. You know what I'm saying? Trying to prove that their God is the right God. You know what I'm saying? So does it cause division? Absolutely. And then when you get into it even more, like you were just saying about Baptist, Protestant, and all that other stuff, it really separates it even more within itself. You know what I'm saying? You have under first of all, Christianity falls under the Catholic Church or Catholicism. Okay, then with Christianity, it branches out into Baptist, Southern Baptist, non-denomination, Presbyterian, you know what I'm saying? And so on and so on. So now that's even more division.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like religion is very divisive. Very, very divisive. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So in its division, it also, like you said, it teaches you that your God is the one true God. But in all the books, they have the same dialect, which is there are more than one God. One person's theory was, and this is just a theory, so before y'all bite my head off, cut my neck off, chop me into little pieces. One theory was there's one universal God, and there's angels that have fallen from the Lord that to regular people are gods because they possess knowledge, power, wisdom, and the ability to create things. Would that not be a God? Angel, God, angel. But no one knows for sure because no one has seen a God other than these potential angels being gods.
Right. True.
So with the potential angels being worshipped as gods, having heads like the Egyptians. So the Egyptians' gods could have been angels that have fallen from grace. The different deities could be gods, angels that have fallen from grace. Because they say angels don't look like us, even though they depict them to look like people. Angels don't look like us. They're beautiful creatures. Most beautiful creatures are worshipped. Worship, creature, angel, God. Slow it down. I just dissed you. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I mean, and once again, that right there shows the division, right? Because like he said, some people don't know that, you know what I'm saying, know this about angels, about fallen angels and phase, right? So depending on, these are like the more Norrish folklore and like in Norway and all that other stuff like that. They'll call phase or fairies. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. We call them fairies, they call them phase. And it's funny because my wife tell me about this kind of stuff all the time because she be watching, you know what I'm saying, certain shows and stuff like that. So it goes into that Norse belief, Viking and all that Nordic type stuff or whatever. It's totally different from what we may believe.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Most people don't even know the term fae. So once again, that's a separate thing right there within itself. So once again, it causes so many different levels of division that it's ridiculous. I think when you think about why was so
Going
many
on, Temper
Don in the building, what up, bro? That's one of the reasons that more wars have been fought over religion than anything else.
Women.
Well, even more, well, of course, but that's a whole different,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But so many people have died
Over
because of religion,
Yeah.
wars over religion. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody,
Crusaders were wrong.
when you think about all the Crusaders and all them other wars back then, it was so they can conquer the land and spread their belief, spread their religion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what all them wars and stuff was about back in the day. I'm gonna take over your land and I'm gonna spread my religion to your people.
And then another thing that's been said recently, the Jesus Christ or Mary or Christianity or something of that sort, if your oppressor gave that thought to you, why would your oppressor give you the keys to get to heaven?
Right, because they say that religion, where the Christian religion, especially the Bible, is the key to salvation.
That's what they say.
But it was given to us by oppressors, slave masters, colonizers, whatever term you use, right?
Drakes.
Wow. I wanna tell you something. I was talking, and I hope we pull up tonight into the pull up in the comment section. I was talking to one of the OG frat bros, and he dropped something on me about religion, right?
Go ahead.
And I never what's happening. Timber Don was happening too. Jared was happening. Carl was happening. Dealer's Delights. But he said when you think about religion as a whole, look at what it did. He said you don't have to believe in any of it, right? But just look at the concept of it. He said religion has kept people from killing other folks, from robbing from other people, from stealing, from kidnapping, from graping. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about that, because, and this is even if you don't believe in it, excuse me, the power of it.
Right.
It really teaches people right from wrong. It holds people to a higher moral standard. And that's a good concept of what he was saying, because, and this is whether you believe it or not, like his exact words was, every story in the Bible could be BS. And he didn't say BS, he said, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Every story in it could be BS. But the fact that you have millions upon millions upon millions of people that believe in this, and thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, that, you know what I'm saying? All these morals and stuff that they're getting out of the Bible is good stuff. And when you look at it from that aspect, that's actually a good way to look at it. And this is even if you don't believe it at all.
Right.
It's just the fact that it teaches so many people to behave in a certain
But you
manner.
know what? Even if you don't believe, there's a group for that too, though.
Oh, absolutely.
So either way
Yes.
it go, it pushes you in a group that is different from every other group.
I agree. Absolutely.
Division.
And that's why I said, you know, it was a side thing. Yeah. But we chopped it up about, you know what I'm saying, about that off air one time a couple weeks ago on the podcast that we had. So definitely I hope Fred is able to jump in the podcast tonight.
Yes, a lot of people do feel like their beliefs are always correct.
Yeah.
But see, the problem with that is, okay, and I'm gonna be real with you. If it was 1950 or before, and somebody said this is what it is because he told me this, word of mouth, I heard it come out of his mouth, it went to my ear. Cool. But here we are in 2024 where we have the internet. And And the internet has all kind of fun facts about worlds, people, places that we might never see with our own two eyes. But we all know pyramids exist. We all know giants exist. We all know dinosaurs exist. People are over in Palestine dying right now. We know Jews did whatever they did, and the Germans had a way with them. We know slaves supposedly came from Africa, but now there's a new thing saying that what if America is where we really started from?
Right.
Because there's places that are called places over there, but they were named that here first.
Right.
So if they was named that here first, wouldn't Eden be here? And then my good buddy said one time, told me, apples only grow in a certain division, certain area of the world.
Absolutely.
And the part that they say is Jerusalem or Eden is not an apple forming place.
Right.
And then there was other people, and the lands were all together. And then there's even wild theory, but that's
I got one. I got to throw it out there. First, what up, Fred? Fred is actually on here. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey,
Appreciate
Tanya.
you getting on here. Who?
Tanya.
Oh. In the Bible, it says, nothing or no one shall live in Jerusalem. Right? Go to Jerusalem over there in Egypt.
There's people.
It's people, right? Go to Jerusalem here in America. It's in Utah. Look it up. Guess what, y'all? Barren wasteland. Like he said, a lot of this stuff was here already. It's here. Look at all of the pyramids and statues and hieroglyphics that they found in the Grand Canyon.
They said there's a pyramid in Tennessee that they covered it up with glass, which is true.
A lot of this stuff, y'all, is here already. You know what I'm saying? Some of us did come from here. Matter of fact, another one is, do y'all know what Seminole Indians, y'all know what Seminole mean? The word Seminole, it means slave. It means slave, y'all. That's what Seminole mean.
Kane said religion doesn't divide people, people divide people. Morg says A, and he says, hey fam, MK, Michael.
She ain't got to worry about me speaking to her. She don't speak to me, so.
That's right, Tanya.
I won't be reading none of her comments. But when you think about Seminole and other things like that, a lot of this stuff is here already, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Morg.
So, Morg, what's happening? How you doing?
Said no, Seminole means people. My dad was a Seminole.
No. Look, go back. You lucky we on air. Go back and look up the original meaning of Seminole. Seminole meant slave. I'm sorry.
Let's find out.
That's what it meant. That's what it meant.
Okay, Google, what does the original meaning of Seminole mean? The word Seminole may be originated from Creek Seminole, which could mean separatist, runaway, frontiersman, or outcast. Spanish word Syrium will run away, wild men. Seminoles will give name because they escaped slavery.
Bam! Because they escaped slavery.
Some believe that the Seminoles were given this name because they escaped slavery and the English controlled colonies to the north.
So, Morg, there you have it, Morg.
First recorded in 1760, 1777.
See that? You see? You see that? And she flat out said no. She didn't say maybe, possibly. She said no. You see?
Wild people are runaway. Wild people in runaway were slaves.
It says it. I'm telling y'all, when you have to look at some of these words as they say the etymology of a word.
They escaped it though. Yeah, they did. Yeah, that doesn't mean slave. Okay, she said it doesn't mean slave. They were just giving that name.
Okay, well, it doesn't mean what you're saying either. see how we can do that? You know what I'm talking about? You see how we can do that? But I'm just saying.
But wild people in runaway back then in the 1760s and 1770s were slaves.
Wild, right. Because if they caught you a wild person or whatever, what they gonna do to you? Enslave you.
Torture you, beat you.
You was a runaway, enslave you. I'm just saying, y'all.
Former slaves, I guess, LOL. Okay.
It's causing division right now with me and Morg.
It is.
It's causing division right now.
It is.
Nah, hey Morg, I appreciate you, Morg, for real. That's one of the moderators. She watch out for us, so
she does.
It's all good, Morg. You know I got your back. Morg. Absolutely, Morg. It's all love with you. You know that. It's the other ones we got to worry about.
So how else do you feel that because like I said, unless people read into these different books, I mean the Bible, the scrolls, the Dead Scrolls of the Enoch, the Enoch, the book Enoch, the Jewish, no, what is it, not Jewish, the Ethiopian Bible.
Absolutely. The Gutenberg Bible.
The first Torah.
The Quran.
Yeah, well, they say the Quran has been modified too now.
Absolutely.
Like it's been modified from Arabic meaning to the English meaning.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff be lost in translation. But what's funny is, as much division as it caused, they all be preaching the same thing. Every Sunday, the message be pretty much the same.
You're a free person. You're wild and free. I got strong Seminole heritage. LOL. So I know this. I got a question. Were white people ever enslaved?
Yes.
The Vikings.
Well, no. Yeah, they was white slaves. Absolutely, it was white slaves.
Really?
Europe had plenty of slaves. Absolutely,
slaves?
white slaves. Yes.
Huh.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that
Yes.
why? Is that why America wanted to get away from Great Britain?
Oh, that's a good question. No. We broke away from. That's another conversation.
Okay.
But no,
If they were white slaves.
Yes,
Okay.
they were actually yes. Damn near every continent had slaves. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Every continent had slaves, or a lower class of people that did all the labor. See, and then, see once again though, that's you know how folks be so quick to say, well, black people, black tribes of Africa was selling the other ones off into slave. Well, okay, slavery had a different meaning back then as well, y'all. It was more of what we know today as indentured servitude, where a lot of these quote unquote slaves got to go home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like for real, this really happened, y'all. A lot of these slaves was able to go home at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But yes, you was a slave nonetheless, or you was a lower class citizen or working person or laborer in terms that we use today.
The slave trade wasn't just limited to America.
Absolutely
Yes,
not.
I definitely agree, Sid. The message is definitely the same every Sunday.
Yes.
In 17th and 18th century, more than 300,000 white people were shipped by America as slaves.
It was a lot of slaves, y'all. I mean, of all races, that's what I'm saying. When you go back and you look into history, like, because
So are white people do reparations too then?
Hell no. Because, well, from their particular country. Okay, so when I hear you say white people, I just hear non-colored people across the whole world.
Okay.
Right? Not just in America.
Okay.
It was so many people. That's why I said on every continent had their own slaves.
Right.
Every continent. So we are just taught and indoctrinated to believe that slavery only means black people. You see what I'm saying? When you hear slavery, you think black people automatically.
You think black
not
people,
understanding that a lot of these other races were slaves or had their slaves.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Man, that junk is crazy, bro, for real. And Africans did sell other Africans into slavery. They did. But it was like, one, it was warring tribes. It was the way that they made money. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't know slavery to be the way it was in the West, what it meant to the Westerners. You see what I'm saying? They didn't understand it to be that. It was different. It get deep. Okay. It get deep, y'all, for real. Religion would definitely cause division in your own household. For real. A lot of times you see, oh, you got the key? You got the key? Cause it say something about the key or some shit. Alright. But you ever seen someone who was a Muslim and someone who's a Christian try to get together? I'm not saying that it can't happen, but it doesn't happen often. You know what I'm saying? Because of the teachings of both religions. You know, you may have something that holds near and dear to your heart, but this person's religion teaches them opposite of that. So it caused division. I think religion is a good thing though, because it keeps people spiritually grounded. It gives people something to believe in, something to hold on to when times is really, really tough. You know, like there's nothing wrong with you believing in a higher power. I think that's a good thing. You're back against the wall. You don't know where else to turn. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's there to help you out. All you got is you and whatever your belief system is. That's why I think it's really, really important. And also, can't nobody tell you that what you believe in is wrong. And even for people who don't believe anything, you can't tell that person, he or she, that they're wrong for not believing in your God. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be trying to say blasphemy and send them to hell and all this other stuff because they don't believe in what you believe in, or they don't believe in anything. You know, that's the one thing that for atheist people, agnostics, non-believers, if you notice, they never really try to convince other people. It be all the religious people who try to convince them, or they try to convince other religious people to come and join their religion. But atheists and agnostic, they tend to just go their own way, do their own thing. We've seen this before, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We've seen all type of biasness, divisiveness, control tactics through religion. And they wanted to believe that there's a separation of church and state. Ain't no separation of church and state, y'all. It's not. Not when politicians, are locked in with the preachers. You know what I'm saying? They locked in with the preachers. You see presidential candidates going to black churches, trying to garner the black vote. Oh, it get deep. Hold on, let me read some of these comments. Former slave, I guess. You're okay. Yeah, okay. Yes, I definitely agree, said the message is definitely the same every Sunday. Absolutely. When you start to look at the fact that all these different preachers and pastors and stuff will preach the same message, they're going to do it their way, but they tend to preach the same message every Sunday. And I'm not talking about the same thing. I'm saying all of them are talking about the same thing. Like, everybody's going to talk about thou shalt not kill. Like, damn. And then the next week, all y'all going to talk about love thy neighbor. Everybody. And then because the Catholic Church decides what's going to be preached about. They pass the word down. Christianity falls under the Catholic Church. So they're going to spread the word out about what it is that you're going to be talking about. I am healing one. What's happening? Most of America is still enslaved to this day. We've just normalized it. It made it seem like we had to live this way to survive. How do you separate church and state when you swear on the Bible before you testify in court? Exactly. That is a great point. Temper Don said that. Fred said, when the president puts his hand on the Bible to be sworn in, separation. Both of them just said the same two things. One said, Temper Don said, how do you separate church and state when you swear on the Bible before you testify in court?
Yeah.
That is a great point right there. Like, for real, for real. Then Fred came right behind him and said, when the president puts his hand on the Bible to be sworn in.
That's how you separate religion and state?
No, he's saying, like, the fact that they even be talking about separation of church and state, those two examples right there disprove that the separation between church and state. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with that. But the fact, like I said, the fact that politicians go to the black church to try to get the black vote. You know what I'm saying?
Or use rappers.
Or, well, I'm just saying as far as separate a church and state.
Okay.
They go straight to the church to get the vote.
They go to religion.
Trump go to the white folks to get the vote. And then he'll come to the black church to get the vote.
Right.
But I thought it was separation of church and state. You know what I'm saying? Why you letting them hold campaign rallies with Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson or one of these other religious leaders or activists? Because they're religious activists at this point.
Activists.
I mean,
leaders.
Right. But they're religious activists.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So they take advantage of that.
Just like Malcolm. Malcolm was supposed to be religious, but he got
converted?
No. His message was supposed to be for religion. He was supposed to be out bringing in new Muslims. But he got into the activist role of being black and you taking advantage of us or mistreating us.
Right. Okay.
Martin was an activist. He used the church as a pivotal tool, but he was an activist.
I think he turned into an activist. And yeah, because with the reverend and all that, and you know, I agree. Let me see. Separating church and state in the King James was to keep the government out of the church, not the church out of the government. Anybody want to speak to that, y'all?
when all basic laws are based off of God's law. But who's really God? Like I said, I mean, if you came in late, I said some of these people that we deem gods, deities, were angels in certain books. If you read certain books, these were angels that fell from heaven. We're here on earth, and because they had more knowledge, more wisdom, more power, and they were able to create, they were looked at as gods. They were worshipped.
Yeah, I mean, when you thinking about, oh, that's a nice car.
That is a nice car.
Drop top and everything.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about the fact, hold on, I lost my train of thought. Let me go back. When the basic laws are based off of God's law.
It's one God, not your God, but two fathers. One is for God and the other for Satan, the devil. Yes, the government has gotten involved in the church because they do the 501c.
Exactly. And the church has gotten involved with the government as well. It goes both ways because one is not taxable. Almost like a non-profit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you look at that, and they take in hundreds of millions of dollars.
They do.
Hundreds of millions of dollars, y'all. So absolutely, y'all, there is no separation of church and state. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be, or it was said to be, but no, it's not. They go hand in hand, y'all. Hand in hand. Like when you think about, you see so many religious leaders in the White House.
So let me
visiting the White House.
Let me ask you this: if Obama would have sworn on a Quran, would that have changed America's government? I mean, America's church world government?
That's a yes, because we don't. Well, in this country, we don't swear on the Quran. We swear on the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't swear on the Quran. You know what I'm saying? No, he couldn't swear.
Does that matter? Angels carry God's law. Does that matter who communicated it? No, it doesn't matter. But what if it wasn't God's law? What if it was their law? Like, okay, it's real easy to dismiss everything as being God's law. And I'm not knocking it, saying that it's not real. All I'm saying is that if you got a bunch of angels that were disobedient to God, came down here and found worship from people, what would stop them from preaching their own narrative, their own rhetoric, their own ideas? Because no one says that an angel was dumb. Right.
They were just cast out. According to the stories and stuff, they were cast out of heaven.
Some of them. Not all of them. Just the 10 or 12 that were the fallen angels or whatever.
Right, yeah. And like you said...
And that's about how many deities there were, 10 to 12.
And if they come down here doing extraordinary things, then they will be looked at,
as
you know what I'm saying, as gods. That's true. But, who said that? Frat made a good point, though. You know what I'm saying? The angels that chose that route were sent away. Unless we can go back to the original dialect and language the books were written in, we don't really know what they say, and even with that, if it's supposed to be written by man. That's true as well. So, you know, and I agree with that, but I think we're just all talking off our understanding, based off our understanding. You know, like you said, we'll never know 100%, but these are just, you know, our opinions, our understanding of it, and maybe we all can help each other get a better understanding of it.
I typically don't debate religion with anyone because feelings get hurt. I live by the principle I respect everyone's walk as long as they respect mine. And that's the most important part, is that we respect each other's walk and journey.
Yes.
But it still causes division, because if your God says that my God doesn't exist, why would I believe that your God exists?
Exactly. And that's
a perfect example to that would be my brother, for instance. I'm just gonna tell a brief part of his life. He's been up and down for a lot, you know, for the majority of his life. And so when he stopped believing in this God and got into these gods, his luck and favor and things in his life turned around. Who am I to tell him that don't exist then?
Good point. Good point. That is a good point, because you see it with your own eyes. You can say, no, I seen when he was over here,
right,
and I seen where he is now, and I see what's happening for him. Absolutely. I I think that when people say divine intervention, that can be for whatever God you believe in. That's just not one God with this quote unquote power, you know what I'm saying, of divine intervention. Once again though, it's being, and I want to go back for a second. I want to go back. The fact that there's so many different branches of Christianity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we was talking about before, you got Baptist, Southern Baptist, Presbyterian churches, non-denomination, Kojic, which is Church of God in Christ, AMCs, BMCs. You have so many different types of Christianity. Why? Look, just think about the division right there. You have Baptists that don't, Southern Baptists that don't like Baptists.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of Southern Baptists believe a certain thing that for a lot of people, especially people of my skin tone, may not agree with.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you look at stuff, and then when you look at the Kojic, the Church of God in Christ, COGIC, y'all seen that before, Church of God in Christ. When you think about some of the stuff that they believe in, it's different. So a lot of these things, it's a niche group. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it causes division because they feel like what we believe in is right. So we gonna come on over here. We gonna stay away from y'all city folk or country folks or, you know what I'm saying, religified folks. We just want to get the word and that's it. That's the non-denomination right there. You see what I'm saying? So see how everybody branches off?
But like, I mean, okay. And it's my biggest point.
Mm-hmm.
So no religious book, not one, was written by God. They say they have his words. They say he said. They say he feels. He has human characteristics.
Yep.
Like someone said, there's all these different dialects, different versions. Cool, but there's still not there's no anything. There's not any kind of anything that says it's written by God himself. God took the pad and pen, or God. You know, they say God struck the tombstone for Moses. That's how he came with the 12 the 10 commandments.
Oh, when he struck the little stone tablets.
Tablets, right. Okay. But still, no one says God wrote anything. So, being that it's 2024 and we have all this access to information, why don't people stop and look to find out what's true, what's real? Whether it contradicts what you believe or not. It just means that there's something else out there to think about. I'm not telling you don't believe in whoever you believe in. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that. But there's enough knowledge to prove certain things exist and certain things don't.
Right.
There's enough knowledge that if Jesus, Paul, James, Samuel, David, Goliath,
somebody,
Peter, Paul,
Samuel,
okay, that if they existed, there would be something left behind from them. But there's no evidence of that. Again, I'm not saying don't believe. All I'm saying is that we live in a world full of electronics and technology. We can see stars and moons and whole other planets, whole other Earth, super Earth that is in 2 galaxies away, but we can't all come to a rational, reasonable explanation about God. Why is that? They don't want us to come to that. They like seeing us divided. That's why things are put on the internet. Everything on the internet is not real. Everything that you see a celebrity say and do is not real. Everything that you watch on TV is not real. But there's some truth in everything. So why speak on something you don't believe or understand? If man is God, then God wrote the Bible. No. It's a duality, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, good and bad. It's just interesting to discuss items in between, and in honesty, all really, really simple, can't play the middle, right? There's no one reason, I don't think. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, I'm okay. Tanya, for purposes that you wrote, I'm not saying that it's this, that, but I'm just saying there's enough knowledge to go look deeper than, well, I'm a Christian because my mom was a Christian. She's a Christian because her mom was a Christian. She's a Christian because her mom was a Christian. She's a Christian because her mom was a Christian. Like, back then all you had was word of mouth. So if you believe it, it was passed down from people that you trust. You believe it. I've been hearing me personally, God is coming back. The end of the world. I mean, all y'all on this live right now are old enough to have been around when 1999 was coming. No, when it was finna end, and they said year 2K, the world's gonna end. We're gonna be in big darkness. It's gonna reset all the computers. It's gonna reset the electricity. 20,000, 2,000 came and went. Nothing happened. 2024 came. It's going. We have cars that can fly. We have boats that can drive. We have stuff that proves we're moving forward, but we're not moving forward enough because we can't replicate a pyramid yet. We can't drive cars on water because every time someone come up with that method, they get killed. That's what I'm saying. These are the type of things I'm talking about. But it just so happens God falls under the roof of that, because everything someone creates or does, they say it's God did it, God's will. Who's God? Your God, my God, their God? Who's God? So we speaking on it tonight. We speaking on who, the division. That's what we're speaking about. The division. I personally, it's extremely arrogant for anyone, person, or group of people to assume they know it all and everyone else is wrong. We've gotten all pieces of the puzzle that make sense to us. True. If you are not called to preach the gospel, then I didn't receive it. You are moving forward in the word, not his Holy Spirit. Okay. You make it seem like every preacher is telling the truth when they preach. You make it seem like every person who asks a question is telling a lie. A question is a question. But if you can't answer the question, then that proves false belief in there. That proves falsehoods, false tales. If I say I can fly, and you say, all right, here go a building and jump off the bitch and fly the other, and I can't do it, did I really ever fly? Say can say he seen me do it. That's mouth to ear. I seen him do it. I seen him fly from here to there. But if I can't replicate it, did it really happen? I've never seen a person walk on water.
Did you read the duality part right here?
I did. I read all those.
Okay. I just came back in.
I know.
I thought that one was pretty cool. I was reading through all of them. The Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, good and bad. It's just interesting to discuss the times in between. In all honesty, it's all really simple. Can't play the middle. I like that one. So we speak on something. Okay, so you read everything. We caught up there. All right. I personally think it's extremely arrogant for any one person or group of people to assume they know it all and everyone else is wrong. We've all got pieces of the puzzle that make sense to us. Absolutely.
But where does your faith come from, Tanya? Who put your faith in you? Did you read it yourself, or did someone put that in you? And because you're X amount of number of years old, you just kept going with it?
That's good. Good question.
That's to everybody on the live.
Right.
Who put y'all belief in y'all? And how long ago was it that they put it in there? And you just choose to believe and go along with it as accordingly.
Right. That right there is a good question.
Cause like I said, I seen my brother believe in this, and things changed for him. So you can't tell me that that's not real. If at least to him it's real.
Right.
Just like as much as you believe in whoever you believe in, and things happen positively in your life, I can't tell you it's not real for you.
Right. That's the thing. That's the thing right there.
But it's funny, out of all the people on this live, we have a devout Christian that always attacks us when we have these type of subjects. They're never open-minded. They're never listening. They're never rational. They just attack. What part of that is in the Bible? to attack? What's different? Because that sounds like a crusader to me.
Good point. That is a good question. Let me see. In answer to your question, 10 years. Me, I started off Christian because of family. I see God is differently now because of my own walk. I think you have to see it, like you have to experience it for yourself. You can't just go to church because your mama always took you to church. And now, like you said, because you X number of years old, you like, well, I'm just gonna continue to go. You know what I'm saying? For some people, they really believe that if they step out of Christianity, they're gonna die or go to hell or blast. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what they taught. This is the indoctrination part. There's nothing wrong with trying different religions if that's what you need to do. If one religion isn't working for you, like he was talking about his brother, you know what I'm saying? If one religion isn't working for you, whatever it may be, it's okay to try something else, because these are just belief systems. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's a belief system. So no one can say that theirs is more right than mine, or more right than his, or more right than hers. This is just a faith-based system that when you read it, you be like, you know what? Yeah, I believe I'm more in tune. I'm more in line with this. You know what I'm saying? Versus whatever it was that you was doing before.
Read that one.
Let me see. Which one? When a person have conviction? Let me see. Oh,
Before
okay. Okay. It tickles me. A friend used to tell me, Christians are always so angry. I used to get mad. I realized my own anger comes from fear and feeling conflicted. Oh, wow. That's true. Man, listen, okay.
Muslims have
I
conviction.
was just about to say that.
Muslims do not attack. Only reason Muslims do things to other people is because you have impinged on their right to express their beliefs.
Right.
Someone told them you can't go to the mosque today. Now they want to blow up your Catholic church. You told us, you've infringed on this person's
right to
belief system.
Yep.
That's the only time it's okay to cause harm in Islamic belief.
Absolutely.
Kenya just said, when a person have a conviction, they attack. No, you don't. You inform, you teach. You teach so someone else can know. Attack means go to war. Attack is bad. Attack does not help. Attack divides. There's freedom in exploring God for self. It is. I can disagree with someone's belief and not attack. Thank you.
But most of the time it don't happen if you have a certain belief system. Those be the ones that attack the most. You know, it is what it is. You can, like you said, you can talk down not talk down, but
you can say something.
Talk disbelief to a Muslim person, and they ain't gonna get mad at you at all.
They'll pick out a Quran and they'll show you a surah that says this is why you should believe.
Well, they'll sit there and talk with you as long as, you know what I'm saying, as long as they want, as long as you want to talk. And we're not saying that this religion is better than this one. No, not at all. We're just giving an example right there. There's freedom in exploring God for self. Absolutely, y'all. And that's what we're talking about right there. Does that cause division? Absolutely, it will, because you may be in this faith over here, this walk of life, and be like, you know what, this ain't for me. And then you go over here. Well, guess what? You just chose another side. You know what I'm saying? Because and that's okay. Ain't nobody saying that that's wrong.
In religion,
but we're just saying that that's another form of division.
It's okay
until you find the right one for you.
It's certain things it's not okay about.
Right.
You know, man-made things like gangs, fraternities, sororities. If you go from one sorority, one fraternity to another,
it's
not looked at.
You can't do that.
If you go from one gang to another, it's not a positive look for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, we believe in those things. We believe cars need gas. We believe Teslas need batteries. We believe it. It's been shown to us. We believe the sun comes up and the moon comes down. We see this. I personally, never heard God's voice, never seen God, never been touched by God. I've had some instances in my life where I probably shouldn't be alive, but I don't know if that was God. That could have been one of these angels that y'all saying that got whipped away, or it could have been a divine intervention. It could have been a miraculous miracle. It could have been anything. I don't know what it was.
Right.
My walk with faith hasn't been like an easy walk for me. So, you know.
Well, I tell everybody, growing up in New York City, right? Most of the time it was the 5% Nation, you know what I'm saying, which is like a derivative or a spinoff or an offshoot of Muslim beliefs and stuff like that. We went to church as little kids, and then once we became 10, 11, you know what I'm saying, some of us got off into that and heavy, because that's heavy in New York, heavy. And then, of course, once I moved to the South, or got sent to the South, however you want to look at it, a lot of my folks here was heavy into the church, heavy into Christianity and stuff like that. So as a child, you go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? But once the stuff that you already was taught is still in you, and then you start to juxtapose the two. And you know what I'm saying, this one tells you more truth than this one does. This one is a lot of allegory, which is just historic symbolisms and stuff like that. You know, I always ask the question of, why was none of the bodies in the Bible ever found? Ever. Now, they found dinosaurs that date back 65 million years. Dinosaur bones.
But you can't find a person.
But you haven't found not one.
Date back 2,000 years?
That dates back, right, 2,500 years ago. And I know a lot of people say, well, they ascended. Some people say, you know what I'm saying, certain of those people ascended. Okay, if that's what you believe, but well, what about the 12 disciples? Peter, Paul, John, Matthew, all them guys who all said that they were the closest to Jesus. They all said it in their writings and stuff like that.
All his best friend.
They all was his best friend. All of them. Like, I don't get that part, but okay.
But who was his best friend?
Exactly. But he never, but Jesus never wrote. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, God never wrote.
He taught.
Right. So
hold on. You just asked me, Tane, how can you take someone's conviction as an attack? When you say things like, I do not receive it, you're not a preacher, you're not called by God to speak, that's an attack. You don't know who called me to speak. You know what I'm saying? I had a friend tell me, you don't know God, you don't know my religion with God, so therefore you can't speak to me because you don't have your own religion with God. You don't know who I have a religion with.
Right.
You don't know who I have a relationship with. It might be $10 too, but it's my religion. It's my relationship. But anyway, I say that to say, you know, and he's throwing out surahs. That's proof. But like he just said, Jesus never wrote anything. Jesus just walked around teaching, showing. So people didn't believe he was God. He made fish jump into the boat. I mean, we're old enough to know that boats go to sea and they come back with shrimp, fish, lobster, and all kind of other shit.
Right.
We also know that there are certain people that go out there and they hunt fish for world records to pick
the biggest fish. Yeah, right.
You know, we've heard that if you go through certain parts of the world, something that happened to your vehicle, your transportation at that moment. There's a whole island of people that no one is supposed to go visit because they'll kill you, and it's okay.
And eat you. Yeah, true. And that's crazy. And I bring this example up every time we have discussions about religion and stuff like this. When they delivered the food to that island, right? And they delivered all these foods and supplies. The folks had never seen an airplane, never seen white folks, none of this other stuff, right? And then they left. Do y'all know that them people built a statue of an airplane and worshiped the airplane? Because literally in translation, they said food came from the sky. Food came from the sky on this craft. And they made an airplane out of like sticks and bamboo and leaves and all this other, and it was big as hell. You can look this up. And they worshiped the plane because to them, that was their God. Whatever their belief was, their God sent food down to them.
So their altar was a plane.
Was a plane. Their altar was a plane, a makeshift plane, and they really prayed to this thing. That just go to show you, you see what I'm saying? The power of someone's belief system. where we know better. We know that this is simply an airplane. Some men and women loaded this thing up with food and took it over there to y'all to help y'all. But because of their belief system, it was God sending them down food. Now, and I know what some of them gonna say. Some of the people in the comments gonna say, well, God inspired the people to bring them food. Okay, and you might be absolutely correct. But our point being is, why didn't they make statues of the people on the plane? Why did they make a statue of the plane itself, if that was the thing? And that's what we saying. So sometimes, y'all, you look at it from that aspect, and you understand the power of a belief system.
Yeah.
Or rather, the influence of a belief system. You see what I'm saying? Like, and all of this is coming off of when he said he never seen nobody walk on water. You see what I'm saying? Or from mouth to ear. If said seen him do it, but said was the only one, allegedly, who seen him do it, does that make it true? Like he said, if he can't replicate, if he can't do it again, it don't mean that it didn't happen.
Like people ask that,
but it's just hard to believe that it did.
Like people ask a rhetorical question: that if you chop a tree down in the woods, ain't nobody around, does it make noise? Well, there's one person that was around. The person chopped it down. He heard the tree fall. He heard the tree hit the ground. Doom.
Right. That's how he knew it fell.
That's how he knew it failed.
And I always say, for that question, why wouldn't it make a sound when somebody's around, but it's gonna make a sound when someone's not around? So the tree don't want to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Like, that brings a whole different line of questioning, though. Most people don't like talking about religion because,
like she said, they're afraid of
confliction.
I was conflicted.
Yeah, and
I didn't know which one to believe. Yeah, that happens. We have too much knowledge for it not to happen.
It's absolutely. And like I said, y'all, this is not to disprove anything that anybody thinks, or believe in, excuse me. It's just sometimes you have to open your mind to some of the stuff. Because I know that some people believe in whatever, and you believe it in its whole, in its entirety.
And
like,
because
you believe, you have to.
It wheels you through stuff.
But sometimes it'll mess you up as well. It'll keep you closed-minded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'll keep you closed-minded, and who's to say that you can meet some really cool, interesting people? People that might be able to help you along your journey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Along your path in life. I don't know. What you got, bruh?
Hey, it's been real. Sorry we were late.
It's all good. We still knocked the hour out though, bruh.
I'm your gracious and humble host. Humble. I say that to for a reason. I am very gracious. I'm still here every day.
Absolutely.
Do I pray to who you pray to? No. Do I read the Quran? Yes. Do I believe in this? Yes. Yes. I've seen it. I've seen it in action. Can't, if you see something, you gotta believe it. If you feel it, touch it, feel it, breathe it, see it, whatever, you gotta believe it. That's how I know what's wrong with me, because I seen it, I feel it, I touched it. I know what's wrong with me. Anyway, I'm your host, Justice.
I'm your boy Said, aka Mr. Let's Talk. This one got serious. We out of time. Till the next time.
Screaming, let's talk.
Peace. Like Tame's going to piss me off.